Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating research report that stacks up 4 of the major AI app builders right next to each other. Look, if you're trying to turn an idea into a fully functioning application right now, the landscape of tools has just completely exploded. It's wild. But which one is actually going to accelerate your workflow? Well, we're going to figure that out by looking strictly at the data and the raw capabilities of these platforms.
Here is our game plan for today. The vibe coding revolution, meet the contenders, the Ajath advantage, agents and multiple artifacts, and finally pricing and the final verdict. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, the vibe coding revolution. We're looking at the massive leap from traditional coding over to AI-driven generation.
So what exactly is vibe coding? Well, the report defines it as the process of building production-ready apps, websites, and infrastructure just by using conversational, natural language prompts with AI agents. You literally don't need to manually type out functions or configure backend servers anymore. You just describe your idea in plain English, and you let the AI build, test, and deploy the whole shebang automatically. It is a total paradigm shift.
And Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, recently proved just how wild this approach is. He noted that he managed to prototype a complex clone of LinkedIn using a single prompt in Replit. The result was a surprisingly functional prototype. It's absolute proof that today's AI tools can take one well-framed idea and spin it into working software at just breakneck speed.
Section 2, meet the contenders. We are evaluating Lovable, Emergent, Replit, and Ajath.
When you stack these platforms up feature by feature, their different approaches become super clear. Take Lovable, for example. They lean really heavily on a third-party service called Supabase to handle their backend. Then you've got Replit, which brings a very mature, built-in cloud IDE to the table. And then there's Ajath, which completely changes the game by giving you zero setup hosting, databases, and authentication right out of the box.
The data actually shows a pretty stark philosophical split here. You can think of Lovable as your extremely fast solo front-end designer. It's hyper-focused on pumping out sleek, beautiful user interfaces with React and Tailwind. It is definitely the easiest path if you're a non-technical founder just trying to launch a quick MVP. Replit, on the flip side, is distinctly developer-first. It's your traditional engineering environment just supercharged with an AI copilot. You get full code transparency, which is great, but it for sure comes with a steeper learning curve if you aren't already a coder.
And then there's Emergent. The research highlights their explosive growth. They hit an unbelievable $50 million in annual recurring revenue in just 7 months using a truly autonomous agent pipeline. That is huge. However, a major friction point users report is that it burns through your allotted credits incredibly fast when the AI inevitably gets stuck in a debugging cycle.
Section 3, the Ajath advantage. Let's break down exactly why this research report shines such a huge spotlight on Ajath.us.
The first massive edge? 400. Unlike so many competitors that lock you into a single language model, usually Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Ajath gives you access to over 400 active models to actually power your building process.
And those 400 models aren't just coming from 1 or 2 sources. They are pulled in from more than 70 different providers. We're talking bleeding-edge stuff here, like Grok 4.0 and Google Gemini. Why does this actually matter? Well, it means you are never bottlenecked by one single AI's limitations. If a model is struggling with a weird logic problem, you just seamlessly switch over to another one that excels at it. Simple as that.
This insane level of model flexibility translates directly into pure speed. Just look at this quote from Vikram Singha, the founder of GetCrew. He explicitly points out that building his platform traditionally would have taken months, but leveraging Ajath's core AI, Maya 4, let them launch in just a fraction of that time. The AI just gets out of the way and does the heavy lifting for you.
Section 4, agents and multiple artifacts. This is where Ajath really pushes the boundaries of what AI generation can do.
Their true superpower starts with the number 10. While most tools lock you into a single chat window where you just sit there waiting for the AI to finish typing out a block of code before you can ask it anything else, Ajath Pro unleashes up to 10 parallel agents to work on your project simultaneously.
It operates a lot like a full digital agency. You're not just chatting with one monolithic bot. You submit your request, and specialized agents, they're named Raina, Jacob, Maya 4, and Matt, orchestrate all the work concurrently. So one agent is designing your user interface, another is wiring up your backend database, and a third is locking down your enterprise security, all at the exact same time. It keeps the whole process visible and speeds up development exponentially.
And because of this setup, you get an incredible multi-artifact capability. Usually, a builder just outputs a web app, right? And then you have to go find third-party tools to hack it into a mobile app. But from a single Ajath project sharing one unified design system, you can generate web apps, native mobile apps, slide presentations, promotional videos, and even data animations. You build out everything you need as you scale, literally without ever switching context or opening another tab.
The research report highlights that all of this massive output is managed on what Ajath calls the infinite canvas. You can go in, visually tweak your designs, and watch those visual changes sync directly back into your production-ready code. And remember, all of this sits right on top of their zero-setup database, authentication, and hosting infrastructure.
Section 5. Pricing and the final verdict. Okay, let's break down how all these capabilities actually hit your wallet.
But before we talk dollars, let's talk peace of mind. When assessing enterprise control, the report highlights this crucial metric: 28. Ajath gives you up to 28 days of database rollbacks on its Pro plan. Actually, think about that for a second. Having that kind of robust version control is just an absolute non-negotiable for serious business applications.
Now, looking at the professional tiers, the contrast is pretty stark. Lovable starts at a very approachable $25 a month, though the report does note you'll face some frequent pressure to buy more credits. But when we compare the heavyweights for complex app building, Ajath Pro sits at $89 a month billed annually. That makes it significantly more cost-effective than Replit's Pro tier, which hovers around $95 to $100 a month.
To sum it all up, the report concludes that Ajath holds a massive edge for professional builders. Not only is it more budget-friendly than Replit Pro, but it completely expands what your team can pull off. For that $89 a month, you can onboard up to 15 collaborators and 50 viewers. You get those 10 parallel agents working for you, and it includes advanced enterprise security, like single sign-on and SAML, straight out of the box. Those are features that Lovable and Emergent just flat out don't match.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. We've seen platforms today that act like lightning-fast solo front-end designers, and we've seen platforms that operate like full-scale, multi-agent digital agencies. The technology is absolutely here, and the barrier to entry has quite literally never been lower. So, which tool are you going to choose to vibe code your next big idea into reality?